I think Paint the Town Red was the next video, which, you know, you get it. That's where the whole, you know, is she a Satan worshiper thing starts, because you have this amazing.
Because I'm wearing red.
Right.
Because I'm fucking wearing red.
Okay.
Doja, no. Okay. I listen. Doja, we're not gonna act like it's because you was wearing red.
Tell you the story of Christmas. You want to hear that, don't you?
No!
Well, you're gonna hear it anyway. Shut up.
So the news comes out and it's like, Doja Cat says she hates her fans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she might just be, this was my assumption, so correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people got introduced to you because of your super smash, Kiss Me, and then after that, Woman, back-to-back smashes, right? So all of these new fans come in, make assumptions of who they want you to be or project onto you. Is that some of the energy that we're seeing? Is you kind of fighting for?
Yeah, one thing that I do want to kind of set straight is that you'll never see a direct quote of me saying I hate my fans.
Okay.
Not once. But it's a really big misquoted thing where everybody is saying she hates her fans. Never said that. But I do like to play with that as a meme. It's definitely something. And I know that, like, people who get it, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to, like, have to explain my sense of humor or explain comedy to anyone. If people don't see the joke, then they just don't see the joke.
I remember the whole situation when it got regarding to people saying that she hated her fans because she went on a rant because one of her fans asked, like, something about "don't you love me" or something like that, and Doja was like, "I don't know you to love you," which is true. Like, I don't know you to love you, you know? Most people was like, oh, she hates her fans because she don't love her fans. And it's like, she probably was not saying it like that. She was basically saying, like, I don't know you to actually tell you I love you as an individual. You get what I'm saying? That's something that I tell, like, somebody that, like, my friends that I'm very close to, or my family members, or, you know, my boyfriend or something like that. Like, I don't know you enough to tell you I love you. Like, that's crazy, you know? I think this also digs deep into this what is it called? Parasocial or some shit like that. Where people think that they actually have relationships with these celebrities that they've never met before. And it's very scary and very weird, okay? Because I'm not gonna think that somebody that I never met before, and just because I like their music or their art, I'm gonna automatically think they love me and I love them. I don't know you from a can of paint, child, okay? I don't know you at all. You don't know who I am. You probably don't even know I exist. So why would I say I love you?
You know, the people who want to love you know you as a human being yet. And some of that is on purpose, right? Like, you kind of want to keep...
Yeah, I keep a lot of stuff to myself. I don't complain about anything but just being, like, you know, not creative. Like, if I'm not making enough music at a certain time and I find myself, like, doing photo shoots all the time and I'm like, how the fuck did I even get here in the first place? I was making music. I'm not making any music. That I'm going to complain about, or, you know, just being tired. I complain about that shit, but I don't talk about my personal life, like my real personal life. I don't get that in depth about that. You know, I don't follow any of my friends. I don't get that.
Got it. So people can't, like, do the whole triangulation of, oh, she's following these people on social so they can find out who you're close with. When did you become conscious of that kind of being a space that you wanted to have?
From the jump, because, well, to kind of give everybody a perspective, I guess I've been through a lot. You know, the people that are close to me are people that have, you know, I don't really know how to say it. It's like, I don't like to be the person to be like spokesperson for like depression and like angst and like, you know, dysmorphias and things like that. And I've had a lot of those things. I've been anxious and I've been depressed and I have body dysmorphia, that's for sure. I don't like talking about that stuff because I don't need to, and it doesn't make me feel better to really just like put that out there and like talk about that sort of stuff. And I know how involved I am with social, or how involved I was with social media. So going on there every day and seeing people's responses, just, you know, seeing the responses to that is something that I wouldn't be able to handle. I'm kind of a snowflake. I'm very sensitive. So I know if I talk about things that I'm sensitive about, my vulnerabilities and things like that.
You're afraid people are going to use them against you?
Yeah, absolutely. And they will. And they have.
I think the human side of all of us wants, as we fall in love with your talent and your music, right? And I think there's a piece of us as humans that want to connect with you on a human level, just to kind of like know it's safe.
See where I'm at. Yeah. I think that I have a big fear of like performativeness, and when people use social media to make themselves seem like this holier than thou kind of like can do no wrong, is for every cause, is for every person, is in agreement to everything good and everything blah blah blah. And the thing is, like, I'm not like, first of all, I'm not a political person at all, but I do just I feel like when it comes to that sort of thing, I have to just back the fuck away, because that's not what I want to. Politics are not something that I want to sweep into my life. I just want creativity and joy and sort of the immediate reality of like my friends, my family, and my music and whatever.
I'm kind of like, I'm the same way when it comes to talking about a lot of politics, because that can really get into like a sticky situation, and it can also, it can be very, everybody has their certain, they have their certain opinions on politics. Everybody, it's a whole lot of opinions. People get very, very sensitive about politics and the debate of the whole thing. And I just don't like it. I don't like debating. I don't like going back and forth. And I just don't like it. And I don't like when someone tried to change my perspective on something so hard. Like, I was like, okay, I said what I feel, you said what you feel, we don't agree, let's leave it at that. That's how I am. But some people like to debate on it because they think that they're right. They think that what they're saying is factual. And everybody have those times where they think that what they're saying is facts. But I think that I'm standing in my opinion and my truth. You can stay in your opinion and your truth. I'm not about to keep going back and forth with you. I'm not about to do that.
That's how something like the whole T-shirt incident happens, where it's like, I see somebody who's funny, and come to find out, you done hurt people's feelings in some way. You don't know, you can't know everything. And me wearing a T-shirt of somebody who I thought was funny is an attack on people. It's an attack on. It's not. Right. It's not an attack. It didn't affect the world in a way where we now have to look behind our backs. We don't. And I know that. And me saying that right now, I'm gonna get a lot of responses of people being like, yes, it did. It's going to change everything. It's gonna. I think some of it I think some of it, which is why I asked you to have this convo, I think some of it is trust, right?
Yeah.
Right? Meaning, if we knew more of you, we saw you, heard from you, we knew what you stood for, right? Something like that happens, you could go, oh, my bad, I didn't know.
I also think that I'm way too fucking famous. 100%. And I'm doing what I can slowly but surely to separate myself from this kind of narrative or whatever this world is that I kind of built. And I'm fine-tuning it and tailoring it to what I want out of it. I feel like it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what some people know. 'Cause there's fans that I have who know that
Get it.
I don't put any effort or any involvement into whatever the fuck that negative ass shit was. I am more just funny guy on t-shirt, wore it that day.
Right. Brush my teeth on
Yeah.
Instagram Live.
Make
funny faces.
Yeah, but I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to prove myself to a bunch of people who are just gonna project no matter what I say too. There's people who are incredibly dogmatic. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do, what you say, they're always gonna stand by that person's evil.
For sure.
Or that person's this or that person's that.
Or they're going to project onto you based on your appearance, or they're going to project onto you. Like, for instance, and I'm sure you see it on social media, our industry, the entertainment industry, is always like tied to like this like Illuminati, Satan worship, boom. And so then popular person comes out looking like Satan. Here they go again, promoting this Satanism and et cetera, et cetera. Somebody like myself goes, nah, they're just doing art. She's trying to scare y'all because she knows that you're gonna have some visceral reaction to this imagery.
Or I'm minding my fucking business. So there's, I like the idea of I did it on purpose, and it's this big ruse to like make people react.
Right.
But I also like the idea of, what it is that I love this piece of visual art. I like this visual for this sound. So I chose that visual and I applied it to the sound, and people made up what they want, which is what you do with art. You interpret it how you want to interpret it. Everybody has the right to interpret it how they want. But this whole
you're a Satanist.
Very confident Satanism thing is like, I'm sorry, when the fuck did I say that I was a Satanist?
Right.
When did I ever say anything, or even go marching outside the church talking about, no. When the fuck did I say that? Anyway, it's really tacky and annoying and fucking discredits a lot of the hard work that I've put in. It discredits a lot of the hard work that a lot of people have put in. And I know from on the inside, what I have seen is a lot of hardworking artists who are inspired and are doing the fucking work that they need to do to create these beautiful atmospheres. It's not real. When you see a fucking CGI dragon fly by a screen, it's not a real dragon. But people really feel that way.
So, I understand what she's talking about. I just thought that she was trolling because everybody was talking about she was an Illuminati and, all that kind of stuff. And I think that her era really started when she did the Eyes Wide Shut party. I know that artists' minds are different than someone that is not an artist, if that makes sense. So things that they visualize and things that they see are inspired by, it's probably their meaning behind it is probably not even that. The people that's outside looking in, it's going to be like, oh yeah, she's the devil. She's satanic. I don't know what the fuck she got going on over there. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't think she's a Satanist. I could be wrong because I don't know this lady from a can of paint. You get what I'm saying? She could be, she could not be. I don't know. But for what I got out of this era was a whole bunch of trolling and a whole bunch of, listen, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, and a whole bunch of rebellion regarding what people were saying, what people thought about her, and everything like that. And also, she put her creativity to work as well as an artist. So that's what I got out of this era. You can disagree or you can agree. I really don't care. But that's what I got. That's what I got out of the era.
We got to get into this album, Scarlet, which is doing very well.
Yeah.
Now, this is a predominantly rap album. And I've been on record saying I think Doja Cat is a phenomenal rapper.
Thank you for that as well.
What does Doja Cat say to the fans of hip hop now that people are dissecting these these bars?
I think that the album that I made, from Doja Cat's perspective, I think that I made my points in certain songs, and I got personal, and I spoke about my life.
That's right.
I think that's important in rap. I think that it can get really redundant, rap, and so I made my very important points, and then I kind of I let go, and I was free with the rest of it. There's a lot of songs on there. There's one line where the Butter Toes line is like the dumbest line on the album. But I made sure that I didn't push myself too hard. I don't need to prove myself.
Like, you don't want to take yourself too serious.
I don't need to jump out of pop and into rap and be the best rapper alive. What I'm going to do is go in the studio and make shit that I enjoy making.
Right. And
then I'm going to put it out. And I'm going to have my little moments where I'm like, yeah, maybe that line could have been stronger. But nothing is ever that serious. Mm-hmm. It's never that serious. Unless you have like a real like thing that you stand for. Like I stand for certain shit. Like I don't like people discrediting people's work. So like talking about In Skull and Bones, I feel like that was the most important part of the album was Skull and Bones because I got a lot of stuff off my chest.
And it's just dope.
Thank you. Yeah, that beat is fucking crazy. And I fucked around on that. Like, there were some filler bars for sure. I have a lot of filler on this album. But yeah, I think there was a lot of expectations and I don't know. I'm happy with the album and I'm happy for the future. I'm really excited for the future.
Is there a song, and correct me if I'm wrong, you seem like the type of artist that you'll record a bunch of stuff, you like it in the moment, your team falls in love with it, and then you're like, yeah, I don't like that anymore. And they're like, no, this is fucking hot.
They do that, yeah.
That happens?
They do that. Yeah, they'll be like, you gotta put this on there. And the thing is...
So let me ask you this. Have they been right?
Yeah, they've been right. Yep, multiple times. Yes, they have. Yes, you have.
Wait, oh yeah.
Which song?
Which song?
Paint the Town Red.
Whoa.
Really?
I thought Paint the Town Red was kind of like reminded me of like Target or like Macy's. It reminded me of like Gap. I don't know why. It just kind of is that.
Right.
And I know like it starts with a curse word and it's like a little bit edgy in that sense. And like I say I'm a demon lord. Like, yeah, I get that. But like that song just had a very like pants up high vibe. I wanted to make a little bit of a darker, slower album, but I don't think this was the time for that. I think keeping it on the album was a smart move. Because I want to slowly trickle into sort of moodier vibes and
like in a future project.
Creatively, yeah. Like I'm not going to be doing that forever.
Who is the Doja we're watching develop? Like where's that going next?
Yeah, I think anything I've done in the past, I'm very self-critical. Anything I've done in the past that's the way you're naming all the things that I've done, it sounds great. Like having a punk kind of like
aesthetic.
You knowing that I have that aesthetic under my sleeve. I feel like I haven't fully executed all of those things the way that I really, really, really wanted to. I think that some of it can come off pretentious at times. And I think with pop music, that's kind of the point in pop sometimes, is to kind of be like, what's a good word for it? Like, put on a face and put on like a...
The show on.
You can write a love song that's a pop song and you don't even have to have a boyfriend.
Right.
You can lie,
right.
Which I've done. And so I've just written generalized love songs. And I feel like just as far as like sound as well, like I'd love to do a real punk moment, but it's like with live instruments.
All of that, and then when I listen to the melodies and the vocals on the album and now do you do all of your own vocal arrangements and recordings and pick your parts and you do all of that?
Yeah.
Where is that, I guess, training, learning, talent? Who honed that? When did that get honed in your life?
I love to make sounds and it sort of channels into my sessions in that way. Like a lot of my ad libs when I rap, like the little like the little like and like shit like that. Like I love doing that. I love to like push my voice and
change your voice.
yeah, and I'm not a competitive singer. I'm not like a Beyonce or like I didn't go to church and sing and stuff like that. I wish I did. But I try to get there. I'm slowly trying to learn how to do these certain things. People that I was surrounded by were like jazz people. Like I always had like singers, musicians, and all kinds of people around
Just
me.
like family friends?
Yeah, like my mom, so we moved to a commune when I was like 6 or something like that. And it was an ashram. And the Swami on the ashram was Alice Coltrane. And I didn't realize how cool that was because I was little and I didn't know anything about anything. My mom was helping with John Coltrane events and stuff like that. She would help make banners and, she designs. So she was doing sort of all the fabric stuff that was going on in there. As a teen, naturally, I wanted to break off from that. And so in my teens, I was making pop music. I still loved rap, and rap was in me, but I was like, I need to do like sexy music and like, sexy pop music and stuff like that, just to break off from the kind of spiritual world that I was really, really deep into. I just want to work with different artists that know music in a different way. I want to collaborate with musicians and not so much vocalists.
I can't wait to see what she does with this new album because she says she's going to be taking it into a whole different direction. So I can't wait to see what she got cooking for, 2024. I ain't going to hold you up. I can't wait. If she puts something out in 2024, because, some artists, they take a break after putting out an album, promoting, going on tour. They take like a year or 2 year break, to like get more new music going and, resting and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we get new music in 2024. But yeah, we're going to see.
What were you trying to tell us in that first video for attention? What are we supposed to receive?
It's kind of like a high. It's like a hi hater.
Right.
Bye hater. No, it's me showing myself in a different light, in the sense of like, I'm not painted pink and I'm not playing a character that's not based in reality. Like that was me. So that was the most raw image that I could display of myself.
And the people who were, looking at first and then not looking, like what was that artistically?
What do you mean? Like
the people walking past you?
Yeah. So visually, I really just wanted something kind of toned down. I just didn't want to do something that was like surreal and crazy. And it didn't really mean that much to me. I think the people walking down the street was just more for like the movement and the ambiance and the feeling and the vibe. But it did later kind of resonate with me, like, those people are the people on social media. Right,
that's what I took.
And that's kind of how a lot of people have interpreted it. And I like that a lot. I agree with that. That wasn't really what was on my mind at first, though.
I think Paint the Town Red was the next video, which, you get it. That's where the whole, is she a Satan worshiper thing starts, because you have this amazing.
Because I'm wearing red.
Right. Is that
Because I'm fucking wearing red.
Okay,
Doja, no. Okay. I listen. Doja, we're not gonna act like it's because you was wearing red. It was a lot going on in that video that made people think that you were like doing a lot when it came to this dark side you were going on, which I get. I totally get, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm not even going even front. I was thinking the same thing. I knew what direction you were going with as an artist, but I could also see the other side as well on why people were thinking what they were thinking. I totally got it. I was like, yeah, I can't get mad at them thinking that because of how it was presented, especially if they were a Doja supporter or really didn't listen to Doja like that. If you are finally looking, or if you finally start getting into Doja and you see that, or if you don't follow her or don't really get into her like that at all, and you come across that, you're going to think those things. So I totally get why people were thinking that. But we're not gonna act like it was just because you were wearing the color red, child. Okay.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no.
It was a lot going on in that video that made people uncomfortable, which I understand, but yeah, come on, Doja. We're not about to do that.
It's crazy. Me, like, standing on a thing that not everybody has to know this, because not everybody knows this. That was a painting that I painted. I wanted to paint that. Mm-hmm. My painting isn't a fucking a weapon. It's not offensive. It's just a green goblin-y monster guy, and I thought it was beautiful. I love drawing faces first and foremost, and so that was like a really big piece for me, like literally and also figuratively. Like for me, like just drawing that big ass face, it's like this big. It was one of my most proudest moments ever, and people wrote that off as Satanism, and it's literally just a little green guy with horns, and I'm standing on his head. Where's the harm? The thing is, I will say my arm piece had pentagrams on it, but it doesn't matter what I say. I'm gonna say it anyway. But that's just me being like, cute. Oh my God, cute. Literally, I'm just like, cute, this is so cute. And I put it on, and
it's symbolism now.
Yeah, and I'm also not religious. I'm not religious. And so people aren't gonna like that because I wear a cross. But I'm gonna do what I want. And, I think it's just like I don't really give a fuck. People are gonna say whatever they want. And that's my painting, and that's what I wanted to do.
But the song is kind of talking about that, right? Like, I'm gonna get out here, I'm gonna paint the town red. Mm-hmm. I know you guys are gonna be upset with me one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna do what I want regardless of what the fuck you think I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not hurting anybody. Literally nobody was hurt in the making of this video.
Now, let me ask you this. At this point, with all of the popularity you said earlier, I think I'm too fucking famous.
Yeah.
Was that not your intent?
So I knew that, I think in like a 21-year-old girl's mind, money and like outfits and like, and in my 21-year-old girl mind, right. I'm like fashion, money, travel, fun, like all of those things seem so positive. You don't think about what comes with it. Right. And so I jumped in. I didn't really know what I was putting myself up against. And then I realized, okay, well, this is kind of a lot. And so now I'm stepping fucking back. And so, yeah, I'm just tailoring it. I'm fine-tuning it because there's a way where I can still travel and dress up and go to events and go and do stuff and still be kind of in the shadows a little bit and less on the talking about like what I'm wearing and being like, yeah, this is Givenchy, and like I don't want that.
It sounds like you want people to appreciate your art, have fun with your art and your creativity.
Yeah.
Come to the shows.
But I don't want to be a
enjoy the
personality.
performance. But yeah, I don't want to be your little toy character that is like.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna make everyone happy, and that's just that, like I'm just not, and like I know that I'm not, so that's freed me immensely.
Your name, I'm gonna try to pronounce it, Amala.
Amala, perfect.
Amala Ratna.
Yeah, okay, yep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Zandile.
Yes.
Dlamini.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's good, right?
I didn't know her whole name. I just knew that her name was Amala because of her first album was called her name, Amala. That was, but I didn't know that was her whole. That's very African. Okay.
So dad is South African.
Yeah.
Yes.
Daddy is South African from Durban, South Africa.
And so, have you ever been to South Africa?
I haven't. I still haven't.
Are you planning? Is there a plan?
I rely on my career to just throw me out to places.
I'm sure they're ready to celebrate you, though.
Yeah, I don't like find pockets of time in my life to go travel because I can fly, but I don't like flying. And so, I just especially long flights like that. I know it means a lot. It would mean a lot, but I just
What role did was Dad around?
Dad, no, never met my dad, no.
Really? So I saw a video of you talking to Whoopi Goldberg, I think at The View, about, what was the movie, Serafina, with your dad was in Serafina.
Yeah, he was acting in that and dancing.
Really?
And singing, I think.
Are you exposed to any of the amazing music coming out of South Africa at all?
Yes, a little bit, not really. I know in when I'm rehearsing, my dancers are, trained in that, and my very close dancer friend, Arden, she's incredible, and she's been over there and learned a lot.
What is your favorite song today off of Scarlet?
My favorite song is
In the Moment.
Today in the Moment. It's Often. 100% Often.
Often's fire.
Really, I gotta really get into Often and Skull and Bones because I would start playing them, but then I won't really sit down and really listen to them because I'm like, okay, I probably don't really care for these two songs. But I rather have to really sit and just listen to it because I really haven't really gave it a chance for real. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna listen to Often Skull and Bones again. Yeah, I am.
I'm about to go cut my next record
Let's
now.
go.
Really?
Yeah, and I also just want to, I want to keep going. An album has this limitation of 7 songs per 12 songs per album. You can do 17, you can do 30, whatever. But we had to get that done in
And this was a specific feel and sound that you wanted.
Yeah, and this was a little quick, but we did it in a matter of maybe 3 weeks total. And well, not even actually, it took months. But we came back around and did whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna get straight into my next project.
Agora Hills, at least what I'm hearing, is a straight up love song. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, but being I don't know. I feel like
you're lovey-dovey, cuddly, huh? Keep it real.
People, yeah, absolutely.
Your butterfly kisses, nuzzle noses.
Oh my God, I'm amazing. I'm so good. I can be really mean too, but I'm one of those. I'm also a Libra. Even though astrology is stupid, but I am a Libra.
Why is astrology stupid?
Because it's kind of stupid.
Why?
Because it applies to everybody.
It does.
It really does. It's
people
all
make it
encompassing.
People make it make sense for what they needed to make sense for.
Yeah, and they use it wrong. But anyway, I am so into the vibe of being affectionate and expressing love for people and people you love and people you're in love with, and friendship and harmony is my number one thing that I seek in life is harmony. When a whole room is just ringing and everyone's in the same spot, it's my favorite thing in the world. So, but yeah, I'm not afraid to write love songs. I did it with all my pop music, and I feel like these were much more personal and much more meaningful than any of the other ones I've written. These were very real. Can't Wait, Agora Hills. I don't know if there's another one on there. But yeah, basically those two. Often's more kind of for everyone.
Yeah.
But Love Life, Can't Wait, and Agora Hills are very, very real.
But look, is that the Filipino delicacy? Is that what that's referencing with the egg and the duck inside?
It's a metaphor for Twitter.
Okay, tell me more.
It's like I'm shitting on Twitter. It's just me just dropping a bunch of filler bars that I thought were kind of cute. And Twitter
being the egg. Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah, Twitter, Twitter, the bird, the egg, and all that stuff. It's like I'm eating them alive in a way or something. Okay. So I have a really bad fear of spiders.
Okay.
And this whole album is supposed to represent a transition and a kind of conquering of fear, which is I was never really touching on these sort of jazz moments in my life. I wasn't really incorporating these sort of jam session sort of jazz moments and also things even psychologically that I'm talking about on the album. I never would have talked about that years ago. Like, I was too afraid to do those things. And so the spider's supposed to represent me sort of coming face to face with my fears. And
taking control of it.
Yeah, taking control of it. That's why I got this spider's my first tattoo. I got that spider on my arm. It's off center because it's my fault. I fucked it up, but whatever.
And fuck the girls. What is that? What are you saying on that song?
Fuck the girls is about, it's just like it's more like Stan Twitter. Like, it's me saying fuck Stan Twitter. Because there's that obsessiveness behind it, all the malice towards women in Stan culture, like the condescendingness of people being like, mother, oh my God, queen, mother, and calling women mother and expecting them to give and deliver and serve for the purpose of just serving and not just expressing themselves. Like, there's this weird ass, like, ugh, it's so weird. And then in the same breath, they'll insult that person as well as calling them mother. Like, they make fun of them and shit like that. It's like not real. None of that shit is real. So that's kind of what fuck the girls comes from.
So what do you say to your fans, your diehard fans, your fans who, are buying the merch, going to the shows, listen to the album ad nauseum?
I say thank you to them. I don't say thank you to people who obsess and don't do anything. They don't support.
Right.
They just sit there and talk shit about everybody that I actually look up to as well. They talk shit about Nikki. They talk shit about my peers. They talk shit about all these women who work very hard every day, and they try to place me above and bring people down. Exactly. There's no thank yous going in that direction, because that's bullshit. That's not how you deal with whatever the fuck. That's not how you communicate to other people. Period. Use whatever your platform is to communicate appreciation for the women who are working very hard to provide you entertainment and music. Appreciate that. Even if you don't like it, just be like, cool, respect, or shut the fuck up.
That was a good interview. And like she said, I totally agree with her. And I've been saying this for like years, all right? What she said at the end was like, the people that been putting women against each other for years, putting people on a pedestal, tearing like other artists down just to lift their fave up. Like, I hate people like that. I freaking hate the people like that, because it's like, why are y'all doing that? These powerful women can coexist at the same time. Why are y'all putting these females against each other? Why are y'all making drama? Why are y'all creating beef? Why are y'all doing that? Y'all must not have a lot of time in y'all hands to be doing this shit, because it is ridiculous. Everybody can coexist. Everybody can win at the same time. Nobody is better than anybody when it comes to this shit, because everybody is talented. Everybody have their own fan base. Everybody have their own lane. Let these women coexist and let these women create and do their thing without y'all always having to put these women against each other and always saying, oh, she's the best, she's better than this person, and she's better than these artists, and she's the top woman. Like, let's stop doing that. Please, let's stop doing that. So what do you guys think about the interview? You leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for coming through. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Kinetics with the fucking plug.